Sophie had always been an adventurer. She loved nothing more than exploring the great outdoors, and she was determined to tackle the most challenging trails and mountains she could find. So when she heard about a remote hiking trail that led through a dense, untouched forest, she knew she had to give it a try. The trail was rugged and steep, and the forest was thick with underbrush and towering trees. But Sophie was confident in her skills, and she set out alone, determined to make it through the wilderness on her own. For the first few days, the hike went smoothly. Sophie enjoyed the stunning views and the feeling of being completely alone in the wilderness. But on the fourth day, things took a dangerous turn. As she was making her way through a narrow canyon, Sophie heard a rumble in the distance. She knew that it was likely a rock slide, and she quickened her pace, trying to outrun the danger. But it was too late. Before she could reach safety, the rocks began to tumble down the canyon walls, and Sophie was caught in the middle of the chaos. She tried to dodge the falling rocks, but one struck her leg, sending her tumbling down the canyon. When she finally came to a stop, she was badly injured and completely alone. Sophie knew that she needed to get help, but she was miles from civilization, and she had no food, water, or shelter. She tried to drag herself to safety, but the pain was too much, and she was forced to stop and rest. Over the next few days, Sophie fought to survive. She fashioned a makeshift shelter out of branches and leaves, and she managed to start a small fire using flint and tinder. She drank water from a nearby stream, and she hunted for food, catching fish and small game with a makeshift spear. But as the days wore on, Sophie's condition worsened. Her leg was badly infected, and she was weak and dehydrated. She knew that she needed help, but she was too far from civilization to call for it. In the end, it was sheer determination that saved Sophie's life. She refused to give up, even when things seemed impossible. She fought through the pain and the fear, and she managed to drag herself to safety, where she was finally rescued by a passing hiker. It was a fight for survival that Sophie would never forget, and although she suffered greatly during those long, lonely days in the wilderness, she emerged stronger, more determined, and more grateful for the gift of life.